The United States Coast Guard is staying busy by making dramatic rescues, this time on two different cruise lines, one on Carnival, one on Holland America. Let's chat about it. Hey, what's going on, Adventure Fam? Hope you're doing well. It is Monday. It's a beautiful Monday here in Arizona. Hope it's beautiful where you're at, and I hope you had a beautiful and blessed weekend just like we did. And look, training again this morning for the Ironman. And before my strength training session, I had to go and get loosened up. I was a little tight in the muscles and the shoulder area from a hard workout, and I went in, got some stretching in, and I was able to get some cupping at the gym too. You can see here, got some cupping marks here, all over. So worked out well though, got me loose, got me feeling good for my workout this morning. Gonna go back in a little bit to go for a swim, but hope you're doing well. Before we jump into the video today, I want to go ahead and take the next 10 seconds and invite you to subscribe to the channel. It takes 5 seconds of your time to hit the subscribe button, another 5 seconds to hit that notification bell, and drop a like if you love receiving these news updates. So without further ado, let's jump into story number 1, which has to do with the United States Coast Guard rescuing a Carnival Cruise Line crew member. Now this happened on April 27th on board the Carnival Sunshine, where a crew member began to feel ill to the point where the onboard doctor felt that they needed more urgent care, which means they had to call in the United States Coast Guard to come and rescue the crew member off of the ship and take them to better care off of the ship. Now there's no details surrounding kind of what caused it or what the issue was, but the doctor on board felt they needed more urgent care, and so the ship was on its way back or heading towards Port Carnival. They were about 160 miles east of Jacksonville, and so the United States Coast Guard Station was called in to come and airlift the crew member off of the ship and take them to a local hospital. The helicopter could be seen hovering over the ship and was able to bring on board a crew member and a nurse, where they were then flown to Home Regional Medical Center in Melbourne, Florida for further evaluation. Now the Carnival Sunshine was sailing out of Charleston, South Carolina on a 5-night cruise down to Half Moon Cay, Bahamas. Now because this happened on a sea day, the Sunshine was still able to make it to Half Moon Cay today, the 29th, without interruption to their daily port calls. After Half Moon Cay, the Sunshine will make its way back to Charleston, South Carolina for a May 2nd arrival, where they will reload new passengers for a new 5-night itinerary. Hopefully the crew member is okay and is able to recover and get back to work. If we get further updates on that, we will definitely let you know. Now moving on to story number 2, it has to do with Holland America, and again the United States Coast Guard coming in strong on April 25th when the ship was about 170 miles west of Tillamook, Oregon, on its way to Victoria, British Columbia, when a 65-year-old male guest became ill and needed to be medically evacuated off of the ship. Now the ship is the Koningsdam, and where this 65-year-old passenger was, and apparently this passenger was injured a few days earlier, where they were actually over the intercom asking people to donate blood. Now there's no indication of what the injury or illness would have been. However, it does seem like that they wanted more frequent, urgent monitoring of this patient, and so they couldn't provide that on board. Therefore, they called in the United States Coast Guard to come in, airlift this passenger to a hospital where he can be further evaluated and monitored. Now, while this operation was challenging for the United States Coast Guard and the life flight team, they were able to get to the passenger, airlift him off, and take him to the Oregon Health and Science University in Portland, where it can be further evaluated and monitored. So it looks like the Koningsdam was on a 22-night sailing, and this was near the tail end of that sailing. They were sailing from San Diego to Vancouver, and looks like they were able to make their final destination stop on time in Vancouver. Now you can see the videos here of the Coast Guard in operation. They make it look easy, but I promise you it is a lot more intense and operationally heavy than they make it seem. But they always act professionally, and even though they're putting their lives in danger every time they go out here to do this, they do it because they want to be able to serve their country and protect the passengers of the sea. And so kudos to the Coast Guard for being able to do that. It looks like they carried this out with the professionalism and operational efficiency that we're so used to seeing from the United States Coast Guard. Look, I've said it once before and I'll say it again on this channel that the United States Coast Guard, we gotta really appreciate what they do each and every day. They are one of the most forgotten military branches that we have in this country. Everybody knows the Marines, the Army, the Air Force, and the Navy, but the United States Coast Guard, they are keeping our seas and our oceans safe. They are out there doing search and rescue missions, not just on the ocean, but hillsides, cliffsides, you name it, and also chasing down drug smugglers and everything else in between. So they have a very unique job, and they have a very dangerous job. It's one that most people don't even think about. And so Please, make sure that when we're recognizing the branches of the military, that we're recognizing the United States Coast Guard, because they are one of the 5 main branches of the United States military. Look, I'll get off my soapbox about the United States Coast Guard, but look, it's personal to me. I've got a best friend that served 20 plus years in the Coast Guard who just retired, and so I just want to make sure they get their proper respect. So next time you see somebody in the Coast Guard, you see a Coast Guard ship, you see somebody that's in the Coast Guard, thank them for their service just like you would anybody else, if you don't mind. And look, they do a dangerous job each and every day, and they are there whenever cruise ships call to come and rescue passengers, and their rescue swimmers and everybody in between, pilots, everybody. They do a phenomenal job. So with that being said, those are the 2 stories of today. Hopefully all the passengers that were rescued are doing better. We don't know, but we're going to prayers up for them. Hopefully they're doing good. And hope you are going to have a blessed week, because it's going to be a beautiful week. Just remember, no matter what you're going through, there's somebody that's going through worse. Keep your life in perspective. It's not to discount anything you're going through, but I promise you things will get better no matter what you're going through. So just keep your chin up, keep your head up. And look, if you're not subscribed to the Adventure Family, we want you to be a part of the Adventure Family. We love you guys. Thanks for the support, and we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.